This week on Sbu TV, results are in on local elections, and we take a look at what one St. Bonaventure group is doing for needy children in Africa. Hello and welcome to Sbu TV. I'm Mike Colaianni.
And I'm Felisha Woolley.
Incumbents in Allegheny failed to reclaim their seats in this week's elections. Mike Vitron took a look at some local election results.
Voters from the town of Allegheny hit the polls with the proposed windmill project likely on their mind. Election officials were pleased with how many voters exercised their civic duty.
We've had a very good turnout. We've been here, we had people at the door before we opened.
And the voters who turned out used their power to oust Democratic Town Supervisor Patrick Eaton. Eaton led the board in approving a wind turbine project that many in the community have voiced displeasure with. Republican John Hare defeated Eaton, despite also approving the project as a member of the town board. The Allegheny Town Board will welcome two newcomers, David Odell and David Koebelin. They both opposed the wind project. In Olean, 4 seats were up for grabs on the Common Council. 2 went to Democrats, Ann McLaughlin and Matt Keller, while Republicans Nate Smith and Tom Morgan won the remaining 2 seats. In the Olean Town Supervisor's race, Democrat Annette Parker ousted incumbent Ted Hewitt. The Cattaraugus County Legislative race left Republicans with a 14-7 edge over Democrats. A proposition to lower the number of legislators from 21 to 17 was also passed. This will take effect in 2016. For Sbu TV, I'm Mike Vitron.
Election officials said not a single Bonaventure student was registered to vote locally in this election. They encouraged students to register for the presidential election next fall.
The Olean Mall is once again undergoing a facelift with the addition of a national brand store. Broadcast reporting student Kelley Burke has the story.
Construction is well underway on the new Kohl's department store coming to the Olean Center Mall this spring. The new store will replace the Stephen Barry's department store. Construction Superintendent Tom Shockley gave Sbu TV an inside look at the site. The 55,000 square foot business will feature clothing, shoes, jewelry, houseware appliances, and home goods. The storefront will include new sidewalks and will also be handicap accessible. Local Olean shoppers are very excited at the thought of the new store opening.
I've shopped Kohl's in other areas. I love the store. I'm always satisfied when I go there, and I think this area could use something different like that.
Kohl's will also bring about new job opportunities in town. Shockley thinks hiring will start sometime in mid-January. Olean residents also hope the new store will help liven up local businesses.
I'm hoping it's just going to be a benefit to the stores. We need to get businesses in the mall and get this livened up again. So.
Shockley said the town of Olean has been a great place to work. The store is scheduled to open March 4th with the grand opening taking place March 7th.
It's the first time Kohl's has opened a store in Cattaraugus County.
One student organization has big plans for raising money to support a school in Uganda. Sbu TV's Brittany Whalley took a look.
4 years ago, a Bonaventure student came up with the idea of helping others who are thousands of miles away. That idea has evolved into the nonprofit organization Embrace It Africa. Its mission is to raise funds to support a small orphanage in Bethlehem, Uganda. Embrace It Africa's projects focus on sustainability, nutrition, and education. The organization also supports a microfinance agency that provides small loans to people in the community. Sydney Kramer is the president of Embrace It Africa and looks forward to seeing other people participate in something so special and unique to Bonaventure.
This is our 3rd year of hosting the $3 campaign. The idea is that a small amount of money can make a huge difference. So we encourage faculty and students to donate $3 during the week, and then all of our proceeds this year will be going to purchase a car for the school.
Over the summer, Embrace It Africa purchased a motorcycle for the school. Sadly, the headmaster and a student were attacked on the bike. Having a safe and reliable vehicle is vital for transporting students to and from school, as well as visiting loan recipients in the community. The $3 campaign will run from November 14th to the 18th. Donations can be made at the Riley Center, but if you cannot make it to the RC, there are other ways to donate.
We're also going to be doing a dorm run Wednesday night where we'll be visiting dorms and encouraging people to give $3, and we're also having a volleyball tournament.
Both students and faculty are welcome to participate in the December 8th tournament. At least 6 players and a $20 donation fee is required per team.
Essentially, the volleyball tournament is being hosted in collaboration with the $3 campaign. So all the proceeds that we make from that week will be used to purchase the car.
Embrace It Africa hopes to raise a total of $10,000 through their Christmas initiative and their campaigns by December of this year. For Sbu TV, I'm Brittany Whalley.
Sign-ups for the December 8th volleyball tournament will be held November 30th through December 7th at the Richter Center. There's a witch on St. Bonaventure's campus, but she's not really wicked. Broadcast reporting student Alex Budson reports.
I had someone ask me if I sacrifice things. You know, babies or animals.
The newly appointed dean of the journalism school, Pauline Hoffman, practices Wicca. Given the time of the year, we figured that we would ask her to dispel some of the myths and rumors that surround her faith.
Oh, that's just absurd. And of course, you get the typical stereotypes. You must have a cat. No, in fact, I hate cats. I mean, I'm not going to sacrifice them as a result of not liking them, but I'm a dog person.
And what about those evil spells witches are supposed to cast?
I liken spells, if someone needs to have a comparison, to praying. You know, so I might cast a spell, but it's really me just wishing for good energy. And I can't, because we're all ruled by our own free will, I couldn't cast a spell on you, for example.
Dean Hoffman says that she's been practicing Wicca for around 15 years.
I've never met anyone who's just Wiccan, who's been born that way. They've always had something else and then they discover this. I was a student here at Bonaventure, and I think when I was a student here back in the late 80s, early 90s, I would have told you I was an atheist. And I was very interested in the environment, and Wicca really plays into that very well because it's very much an environmental religion, if you will. You're very mindful of how you contribute both to the environment but also to society, and that was something that appealed to me. I've read a lot of times that witches have some sort of area that they're I don't want to say expert. I don't think of myself as an expert really too much, but some people study herbs or crystals. I study tarot and a bit of the herbs and so on, but it's very much a religion of respect and understanding. It's not something that anyone should be afraid of by any stretch. If anyone ever has questions, I'm more than willing to answer them again. And if parents see this or if they're trustees, I know there are some people who might get upset. I'm not that much different from other people. I just practice things a little bit differently.
For Sbu TV, this is Alex Budson.
Dr. Hoffman was appointed the JMC School's interim dean in August.
Fear of the quote-unquote real world has some college seniors hiding in the St. Bonaventure graduate program. Shannon Shepherd goes to school on this story.
I'm staying at St. Bonaventure for an extra year because, I really don't have any trust in the economy right now.
I decided to come to grad school because I don't really trust the job market.
But these students aren't the only ones hiding in college on St. Bonaventure's campus.
Without a doubt, the economic situation is reflected in increased graduate enrollments, without a doubt.
I think there's a perception that when the economy first went south, 2008, 2009, there were people who thought, all right, I was thinking to go to grad school anyway, or maybe I need it for my discipline like teachers in New York do. So rather than look for a job and do it later, I'll do it now.
Deferring student loans is another attractive reason for students to apply for grad school, but Connie Whitcomb, the director of St. Bonaventure's Career and Professional Readiness Center, warns against hiding in universities.
In a good economy or a bad economy, I stand by the statement. Unless you can clearly articulate how graduate school is going to benefit you personally and or professionally, then you should not be going.
Whitcomb suggests that instead of being scared and hiding, students should focus on making themselves better candidates for a job.
Look at your extracurricular engagement, look at your internships. Regardless of your discipline, you've got to be out there getting real-world experience and engaging with real-world employers.
For Sbu TV, I'm Shannon Shepherd.
St. Bonaventure offers graduate degrees in the Schools of Arts and Sciences, Business, Journalism and Mass Communication, Franciscan Studies, and Education. CNN's Sarah Hoy updates us on the scandal at Penn State.
Joe Paterno is no longer the head football coach, effective immediately.
It's the news that rocked State College, Pennsylvania. An overturned news van, toppled lampposts. Police used pepper spray to control the crowd after news broke that legendary coach Joe Paterno is out after more than 4 decades at the helm of the school's legendary football program.
They're going after the wrong guy. Nothing's been proven wrong. Joe, if anyone, Joe's legally cleared. So if anyone did right, it's Joe.
Penn State's Board of Trustees announced it was firing Paterno and University President Graham Spanier.
These decisions were made after careful deliberations and in the best interests of the university as a whole.
With his wife by his side, Paterno addressed the crowd that gathered outside his home.
Get a good night's sleep, all right? Study, all right? We still got things to do. All right, I'm out of it maybe now. A phone call put me out of it, but we'll go from here.
The winningest coach in major college football history also issued a statement saying, "I am disappointed with the Board of Trustees' decision, but I have to accept it. A tragedy occurred, and we all have to have patience to let the legal process proceed." Paterno's former assistant, Jerry Sandusky, is accused of sexually abusing 8 boys from 1994 to 2009. Sandusky is out on $100,000 bail. Penn State fans are gearing up for their first game without Joe Paterno this Saturday against Nebraska. I'm Sarah Hoy in State College, Pennsylvania.
Despite the controversy, the Nittany Lions will host Nebraska this weekend.
Next in sports, we take a look at one of men's basketball's rising stars.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
One St. Bonaventure freshman basketball player hopes to carry on his legendary lineage this season. Tyler Diedrich has the story.
St. Bonaventure freshman guard Jordan Gathers is trying to make a name for himself in his first year in brown and white. At the same time, he carries on the legacy of his late uncle, former Loyola Marymount power forward Hank Gathers. The elder Gathers was the star of the Lions' fast-paced offense in the late 80s and early 90s and set several NCAA scoring records. Moments after slamming home an alley-oop in a 1990 West Coast Conference Tournament semifinal against Portland, Hank Gathers collapsed to the floor. He died about 1 hour later due to a heart condition. He was 23. Jordan never got to meet his uncle, but said he's seen countless highlights and is constantly reminded of his bloodlines.
I go to a game or, just going around and people see my last name, they always acknowledge me and acknowledge him and say, he was a great player and, you have a lot to live up to.
Even though Jordan Gathers plays a much different position than his late uncle did, Bonnie's coach Mark Schmidt said he sees one fundamental area on the basketball court that the two share.
They got good skill. I think they both, Jordan has a great passion for the game. But different positions, different type of players. But I think the passion for the game is what really probably, is most comparable.
Gathers played 10 minutes in the Bonnies' exhibition win against Mansfield last week, grabbing 5 rebounds and scoring 3 points. Schmidt is hopeful Gathers can provide a spark off the bench this season.
He just has to, get used to, just like all freshmen, get used to the speed of the game, the intensity, playing hard all the time and playing through mistakes.
Gathers won't be able to wear his uncle's number 44 anytime soon.
Andrew has the number, I can't be mad.
But he still plans to honor his uncle through his play.
He loved the game so much that, he died for it. So it just gives me motivation and makes me work hard each and every day.
For Sbu TV, I'm Tyler Diedrich.
Gathers has been tested for heart conditions like his uncle had, but doctors tell him he should be fine.
Bonaventure opened its season with an exhibition game last Friday. In the Bonnies' preseason exhibition game, senior forward Andrew Nicholson led all scorers with 17 points, as the Bonnies cruised past Division II Mansfield for an 87-61 win. Nicholson finished 8 of 10 from the floor to go along with 4 blocks in 20 minutes of playing time. St. Bonaventure scored the first 10 points of the contest and never looked back, leading by as many as 30 in the preseason show that saw all 14 players log game action. With the Bonnies returning 4 starters from last year's squad, junior transfer Eric Mosley stepped in at point guard and scored 10 points in a game in which 4 Bonaventure players were in double figures. Josh Dupuis led Mansfield in scoring with 15 points, and guard Charles Becoats chipped in with 12 off 4 3-pointers. Exhibition games are a time for coaches to experiment with their rosters, and it certainly showed, as scrappy play cost the two teams a combined 44 turnovers. The Bonnies play host to the Cornell Big Red tonight at 7.
That's all this week for Sbu TV. I'm Felisha Woolley.
And I'm Michael Colaianni. And from all of us here in the Coop Lab, thanks for watching.